guys, so let's just continue. Quickly give you, can everybody hear me clearly? Okay,
Yes,
good.
we can.
So let me give you a quick recap again. So to answer all this, it will be easier for you to write something that your audience, your target market can connect to. So, and then I said, if you can't get some of these questions answered, let's say you are writing for diabetes, but you're not so familiar with it. These are some of the platforms and forums you can use to get these questions answered. And once you've been able to answer those questions, what then is left? What you are left to do is you begin writing your pre-sale copy. So there are two ways I'm going to teach you how to write a pre-sale copy today. This that's the 20-step structure for a testimonial pre-sale. So the first one is I'm going to be teaching you how to write a testimonial pre-sale copy, and then I'm going to teach you how to write a non-testimonial pre-sale copy, because now we are delving more into non-testimonial pre-sale copy. So those of you that are onboarded, you'll be able to write both. So now let's get started. So a testimonial pre-sale copy is just a copy that, as the word implies, is testimonial based, telling somebody's story of how the medicine worked for him or how the solution worked for him. Then the non-testimonial is just a copy that is speaking directly to people in your market. Do you understand? So it will be like you are the one speaking to them directly. So that's the non-testimonial pre-sale copy. Please, guys, don't forget that if you have any question, write it down so you won't forget. So after the class, we'll treat every question. So now let's get started. So for the 20-step structure for a testimonial pre-sale, the first thing you need to have is your catchy headline. So let's open this example that I prepared for you guys. So we'll use this, we'll be breaking it down, because actually when you are writing copies, it's not something that is so hard. Obviously you need to be able to write English well. You don't need to be the best, but you should be able to write proper English. That's your own part. But when you are writing copy, you are just assembling structures. It's like you are building blocks. It's like you are following patterns. So once you do that, it makes it so much easier. It makes it so much easier to come up with something good. And that's why I even crafted all these two patterns for you, this 20-step structure for a testimonial pre-sale. And this let me open one second. And this 12-step structure for a non-testimonial pre-sale. For a non-testimonial pre-sale. So now let's get started. Let me open the example for the testimonial pre-sale. That's what we are starting with first. Let me just copy hyperlink. Guys, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Can hear you. Yes, sir, I can hear you. Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Okay. So I probably didn't copy the link. Let me open it and please hold on. It's loading up. I don't like this browser, so let me just copy the link and then we'll move to Chrome. Control C. Yeah, can everybody see my screen?
Yes, sir, we can see your screen.
Yeah, okay. So
Yes, sir. Proceed.
this example I'm showing you is for people with high blood pressure that can't perform well in bed. So that's your target market in this. That's the target market in this situation. Because just as well, please, who is that now? Go on, Victor Onuma. Please mute your mic. If you're not speaking, mute your mic. I don't understand how you just unmute your mic all of a sudden. Okay, so let's proceed. So this copy here is for, first of all, somebody that is struggling to maintain an erection in bed because of high blood pressure. You know, yesterday when we were talking about all these conditions, we said there are like several underlying conditions under them. So people that have diabetes now, there are some people that cannot perform well in bed because of that. People that have diabetes, there are some people that what they are majorly suffering from is lower back pain because of their diabetes. People that have arthritis now, some of them is obesity. There is the major cause of their arthritis. Do you understand? So if you are writing to people like that, you have to make sure that you tackle the two conditions they are going through. So the copy will be well tailored for them. So this one copy here is for somebody with high blood pressure that is always struggling to maintain an erection. Okay, so now let's start breaking it down. Let's start breaking the structures down. So number one, this thing of the structure is a catchy headline. So a catchy headline. So if you come down, if we come back here and we look at this, look at the headline. Guys, if you look at this headline, is it catchy enough?
No. No.
Okay. Okay. Why is it not catchy enough? Who said no? Who said no? Or just go on. See, you don't need to. You can speak for yourself. Because somebody said no does not mean that it is not. If it is catchy to you, say it is catchy to you. If it is not catchy to you, say it is not catchy to you. Yeah. So who said no? I want to know why it's not catchy to you. Is it you or Pampa applying?
Come again?
Yeah, were you the one that said no?
No, I wasn't the one.
Okay,
but I was just saying no, it's not catchy enough because it's because of stress from work, honey, can be related to several things, not just bedroom issues. It can be maybe why are you home late? Why didn't you pick my call? So it's not directly related to the particular topic.
Okay, but if you look at all these other parts, I did not related. I did not convey the message that was put in quotes at first here. Huh? My Pampa blind. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, you were the one speaking now. So you said this first statement here, like it can be about something else. But then if you look down here, you see that he's talking about excuses that he's giving because of his performance. Do you understand? And everything. Well, let's go on. So one thing I want you to know is that
sorry, Daniel. See,
yes,
this is easier to understand. Now, your audience are a bit aged people and they like information. Most of them are used to newspaper area, they are used to news headline. So now, let me give an instance. For instance, there was a time, I can't really remember the year, newspaper published an article and the title was Abakari's house caught fire. Now, many persons thought that the Abakari in that headline was the politician owned, and everybody wants to know how that story ends up. But because of that headline alone, that newspaper sold out. But along the line, when you are reading, you now discover that, oh, it is not who you thought it was. Now, that same thing is applicable to this headline now. You saw it is because of stress from work, honey. Now, this is like, you can see that it is in quotes. Many of them will be in haste. Why is it making reference? What is happening? And you know, your audience are married people, right? So now, my wife was tired of hearing all my excuses. She threatened to leave me for another man. Most of them are also facing this issue. It is either their wife are saying this to them, either in their action, or some of them have been bold enough to tell it to their face. Now, come to the third line. Charles Calvin shares how high blood pressure made him lose his erection and almost loses his marriage. So you can see the connection between the three headlines you have here, or the three lines you have here now. The first one will pick those who are in the line of news, information, updates. They want to know the current happening. They are married and they want to know what is happening to families like theirs. The second headline talks about bring them into the limelight of trying to save their wife or getting their wife from going to other people and staying with them, sticking to them, which is the purpose of their marriage or whatever. Why the third headline now comes directly to high blood pressure and erection, which is even those who don't have high blood pressure in this case, but are facing the issue of weak erection or whatsoever, will now want to see, probably for this to come out, it means there will be a solution to it along the line or probably at the end. So that keeps them eager to know how the end will be. So you should learn how to connect things together, even if it is not in your field. You should learn, for instance, you can say football does not have anything to do with high blood pressure, but you know there are still coaches, people who love football, who are within the age of 35, 30 above. There are even 60, 50 aged people that like football. So you should learn how to connect those people, the people in that space, to your adverts. You should be able to come up with something that can trigger them to maintain or stay tuned to the end. That is what to be your winning ability. You can't just come and be pointing high blood pressure direct, diabetes direct, all of that direct. No, you should be able to beat around the bush for people to understand that at the end, this is where it is going. Then you should be able to relate to popular opinion. Yes. You know, yesterday, Mr. Daniel taught you about where your audience are, checking out for their questions using football and others. You know, football, they want to know if the Premier League transfer window is open and all of that. So the same thing applicable. This weak erection now, or erection here now, becomes the transfer window for high blood pressure or for marriages. So you should be able to link them together. I think you can continue now, Mr. Now.
All right. Thank you, sir. So Apampa and those of you that said no, I hope you guys understand well. And the reason why I even brought this copy is because this copy has done over 200 orders. So the reason why it has done over 200 orders is because it appeals to the market. It is catchy enough for the market. So don't always look at it you have to look at things from the market's end. Do you understand? Then you have to be able to appeal to some tiny sections of the market. It does not just need to be like broad. Are you suffering from high blood pressure? That's everybody. This time around, you are focusing on people that are having weak erection, just as our boss said. And you are telling them that high blood pressure might be the cause. So this way, you retain people that are having weak erection, that don't know they have high blood pressure, just as he said. And you also retain those that have high blood pressure that also having weak erection. I hope you guys understand. So now let's proceed. So let's proceed. For the second part is a short introduction. So this part is just the part. This part is just the part where why is it not highlighting? Sorry, Control Z. Yeah, so the second part is short introduction. Number 2, this is number 2 where I put my cursor. So this part is just the part where you introduce your character. So now let's check that in the copy. So, good day, I'm Charles Okobi. Simple as it's very short and simple, straightforward. Good day, I'm Charles Okobi. That's just short introduction. You can add extra if you want. You can do, but make sure it's not more than one sentence. for example, you can say, "Good day, Charles Okobi. I work as a civil servant in so. Do you get? Or I'm a father of 4. Just make sure that the introduction relates to your story. Don't go and give introduction that does not relate to your story. So let's proceed. That's for number 2. That's the short introduction. Then number 3, how we found out he had the illness, symptoms and earlier signs he had. Most times, this part is always the longest part of your copy. This number 3 part that I'm highlighting is always the longest part of your copy. So now let's check it and let's go on. The reason why it is always the longest part is because you have to write it in a way that the way it happens to most people, like it does not just happen suddenly. People just don't have high blood pressure suddenly. They'll start seeing signs. They'll probably not take note of those things until something very severe happens. Do you understand? So in this case now, this man now, he was seeing signs until it became so bad that he was now struggling to maintain an erection. So to do number 2 now, guys, can you hear me? Because I'm scared of bad network like yesterday.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Yes, we can hear you. Okay. So now let's continue number. Okay. How you found out he had the illness? So let's go on now. June 2019 was one of the happiest days of my life. Sorry, this was a mistake. I meant to be here. This is a mistake. Okay, so it's meant to start from here. February 14, 2021 was supposed to be a memorable day. It was a Monday evening and it was Valentine's Day. A lot of people at my workplace were rushing home to mark the celebration with their lovers, and I was also not left behind. So let's continue. I went home, and I was also not left behind. I went home with a colleague who lived around my area that day. And sorry, I went home with a colleague who lived around my area that day since I didn't take my car to work. All through the journey home, I was sex chatting with my wife on WhatsApp, telling her all I would do to her in the bed when I got home, how I would pleasure her, make her shiver, and have her beg for more. The sexual pressure was already getting very intense. This is where I am, so you can follow. I'm here. The sexual pressure was already getting very intense. And when I got home that night, my wife was already in one of those sexy dresses I couldn't resist. So who can tell me what number we are now? Huh? Who can tell me what number?
We are in number 3.
Good. I'm glad you guys are following. Okay. My wife was already in one of those sexy dresses I couldn't resist. We started kissing and smooshing, but when it was the time for me, sorry, I made a mistake here too. I'm just seeing it now. But when it was the time for me to penetrate and have some real action, I couldn't get hard. I asked my wife to fondle my Ben Johnson a little bit more, trying to convince her that it was still going to get hard. But she did all she could, and my penis remained soft. I felt so ashamed. It was like the ground should open up and just swallow me. I didn't understand. I had prepared for the night. Let me continue. I didn't understand. I had prepared for the night. Before getting home that night, I had used a particular sex enhancement manpower drink recommended by a friend. Still, I couldn't get hard. I tried giving my wife the same excuse I have been giving her in the past. But as I told her, honey, maybe it's because of stress from work. She wasn't going to have it this time. So can you see this line? It's part of the headline. Do you understand? I just quoted something. If you read a lot of newspaper publications, maybe not even a lot, if you see a lot of posts online, you see that sometimes quote something catchy that the person said. Let's say they interviewed Don Jazzy now, for example, and maybe he was just making a statement and he just said at a particular point in time that I will not get married until, maybe he was just talking and joking, and he just said, with the way it's going now, I'll probably not get married until age 60. You see, they can put something like that in quotes and they'll put it online. They'll say, Don Jazzy says he will probably not get married until age 60. They can put something that is shocking. Don Jazzy says he'll probably not get married until age 60. Why? Because they want to get a lot of people to read that article. Get so I told her, only maybe it's because of stress from work. She wasn't going to have it this time. She said in a disappointed voice, Charles, you know you couldn't satisfy me. So what was the point of getting me turned on and in the mood? Other guys I've been with before I married you were not like this. So let's continue. My ego was shattered and I was down. I promised myself that I was going to find a solution to my problem. Once again, I went back to using the manpower drinks and herbal concussions I had been using before, hoping to find something better. But these new ones were also a failure. Do you feel that my head would fall off? Who can tell me what number are we now? What number are we now?
Number 3.
Number 3.
Well, we're already. Yeah, who is speaking?
Success.
Number 4.
Yeah. One thing about this structure, I want you to know that I just created this structure to make teaching easier. Yeah, to make teaching you guys easier. It's not something that you need to be all that rigid with. Do you get? You can be very flexible with it. So if you look well, we're already leaving number 3. Do you understand? That's why this structure is so good. Like you'll be writing, you know you are following a structure. You are building step by step, but people that are reading it in the market, they won't know. So we're already entering. I merged number 4 and 5 together. If you notice, I was already talking about solution that I used. Let me show you where number 4 and 5 started. So I'm coming. Number 4 and 5 started here. Once again, I went back to using the manpower drinks, blah, 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 I was using. Can you see? Guys, can you see?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And even if you even take notes, well, you notice that I've already entered number 6. Retelling how the symptoms go was. Who can show me where number 6 is? Let me go back to the previous copy. Who can show me where number 6 is?
Where he's saying that he has a banging headache, that he says feel like falling off.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you guys are following. So that's it. So most times, the longest part of the copy, the bulkier part, is how they discover the illness, symptoms, and earlier signs. Do you understand? So let's continue. Where did I stop? Okay. Once again, I went back to using the manpower drinks and herbal concussions I had been using before, hoping to find something better. But these new ones were also a failure. This is where I am, so you can follow. Then please take jotings of all these steps. They are very important. Don't just be part of those people that wait for recording. The truth is, see, it is better to, if you attend something live and you take notes, like that way, when you go back to recording, it's just be for referencing. It's just be for, like, probably you want to remember something, you go back to it. But then if you don't pay attention, you go back to recording, it won't be the same. So let's continue. The few that worked to give me serious banging headaches till it felt like, please, and make sure you carry out your research. The reason why I wrote this banging headache is because I was reading a lot online, and I found out that a lot of people that use all these Viagras and sex performance medicines, they have serious side effects like severe headache. So that's why, as I was saying yesterday, carry out your research, understand the pain they are going through, understand what they have to get rid of. Do you understand? So the few that work would give me serious banging headaches. It felt like my head would fall off. And if it wasn't the headaches, my heart rate would become so high that after using them, it would seem like I was going to have a heart attack. This is also under number 6. This is also under number 6. If you look here, number 6 is we tell you down how the symptoms got worse. Let's continue. I stopped using these manpower drinks and sexual enhancers for a while, but since I was really desperate and I wanted to regain the respect my wife once had for me in the bedroom. Let's continue. I began to try out anything my friends and colleagues recommended. I used, please, this is an old copy. This is an old copy, so please don't call names of medicines. Don't call names of medicines. You can say sexual enhancement drinks. You can say manpower. You can say agbo. You can say herbs. You can say, but don't say, you can say all these other things that that are broad. Do you understand? But don't say tramadol. It is against our policy now. You can't call names of medicines. Don't say Viagra. You can still say sexual enhancement drinks. That way, you are not talking to anybody directly. Do you understand? The reason why we can't say that is because we cannot imply anything that will discredit our competitors. Do you understand? Or that will discredit the medical field. So please, this is very important. Take note of this. Okay, so let's continue. I began to try out anything my friends and colleagues recommended. I used tramadol, herbs, agbo, manpower drinks, several Viagras, sex enhancement drinks, and many more solutions I can't even remember now. Still, there was no change in my bedroom performance. I couldn't get an erection naturally unless I used one of these drugs that puts me at a serious health risk. I was sick and tired. My marriage was now hanging by a thread, and I had wasted a lot of money on so-called sex solutions with no results. Who can tell me what number we are now?
We are number 7 now. It's about to give up.
Yeah, good. We are number 7.
Number 7.
Yeah. Number 7, that's feeling of giving up and hopelessness. So where did I stop? I was sick and tired. My marriage was okay, so-called solutions with no result. But while I was looking for a cure to my erection loss, what I didn't know was that I was finding the solution to the wrong ailment. Can you see how I'm getting to number this thing now gradually, number 8 gradually bringing in solution, and you have to make it make sense. So let's continue. But while I was looking for a cure to my erection loss, what I didn't know was that I was finding the solution to the wrong ailment. I was ignorant to the root cause of my erectile problem, which was high blood pressure. So let's continue. I got to find out about this on a particular Saturday evening while I was scrolling through Facebook. And the post I saw was about how IBP might be the cause of your poor performance in bed. I went through this post. This is where I am, so you can follow. I'm in this part. I went through this post, and it was then I realized that men with IBP struggle to maintain an erection or even get erect because they get restricted blood flow to the penis. So let's continue. I wasn't even sure if I had high blood pressure when I saw this post. So the following day after church service, I visited the clinic in my area to check my blood pressure reading. And after several examinations and questioning from the doctor, he broke the sad news to me. I had high blood pressure, and it has been the reason I had been struggling to get an erection. My blood pressure reading at this time was 203/114 mmHg. If you do your research or you know what this is the unit for measuring blood pressure reading. So if you check well, if you go online, you carry out your research well, you check LD blood pressure reading on LD blood pressure reading, you understand better when writing your copy. So please, if you notice here, I said he went to the doctor to check his reading. Please, whenever you mention anything about doctor in your book, please don't let it be of discredit to the medical field or to doctors. Do you understand? Don't go and write to your copy that my doctor gave me several medicines, but it did not work and everything. Do you understand? Not that cannot happen. That definitely happens, but it is against our policy. Do you understand? It is against our policy, but it's because to be discrediting the medical field. So let's continue. So after several examinations and questioning from the doctor, he broke the sad news to me. I had high blood pressure, and it has been the reason I had been struggling to get an erection. My blood pressure reading at this time was 203/114 mmHg. When I go back home from the clinic that evening, I quickly went back to the post I had been. Please mute your mic if you are the one that opened your mic. Where was I? Okay, when I go back home from the clinic that evening, I quickly went back to the post I'd seen the previous day on my Facebook about good thing I had the previous day. So let's continue. I went over the post again. Who can tell me the number we are now?
gradually bringing in solution. Number 8.
Good.
Number 8.
So you can, yeah. So you can write as whichever way you want. The most important thing is that like your stories align and they don't look like something that, now I used a structure to write this, but even with that, it's not looking like I followed any structure to write it. So that's the same way your writing too should be. That's the same way your writing should be. It should flow through. Do you understand? It should not be so obvious that I use a structure in writing. So let's continue. I went over the post again so I could get a better grasp. And at the end of the post, I was directed to watch a video. So in this video, I learned about a simple method in which men like me had been using to reverse their high blood pressure for the past 6 years. Quickly, I followed the instruction in the video and I began to give the method a try. What number are we now?
Number 9.
No.
Number 9.
No, we are
Number
not
9.
Still on number 8. Still on number 8.
Yes, we are still on number 8. That's good. Okay, so where was I? Please, who can remind me? Where was I? Can't remember. Can't find it.
Video, I learned about a simple method.
Okay, all right, thank you. So in this video, I learned about a simple method in which men like me had been using to reverse their high blood pressure for the past 6 years. Quickly, I followed the instruction in the video and I began giving this method a try. Let me scroll down. Week 2 to 3, I didn't see any significant changes in my blood pressure reading and my erectile problem. But I'm not one to expect instant change. So I kept on following the method in the video, even though there was no physical change. Let me scroll down. At about the 6th week of following this method, I noticed that I was now waking up with morning erection. This was huge for my wife and I. So if you notice here, I skipped showing doubts. Do you understand? And I justified it with the fact that he's not somebody to expect instant results. So, as I told you, this structure is just for you. It's just a guideline. It's not like a rule that you must follow everything in total. You can still be very flexible with it. So that's why I decided to skip showing doubt. And I justified it with the fact that it's not somebody to expect instant results. So let's go on. So please, if you notice this statement, who can tell me why I added this part? Okay, no, let me just highlight from here. Okay, yeah, let me highlight from here. Who can tell me why I added this part?
I feel like you added that part to tell them that the drug is not something that you expect to work in like a week or two, that it actually takes time and it takes consistency of use. So they're not going to expect them, like they're not going to be over hyped and then they'll use the drug for like a week or two and then they'll see there's no result and then they'll give up.
Okay, all right, that's good. That's a good one. So just as please, you guys be telling me your name. The reason why I'm saying you should tell me your name is because Zoom is now popping up the person. Normally, Zoom will bring up the person talking to the top of the participants, but I don't know what's happening with them. So just tell me your name before you speak. But that's a very good one. So it's just to show that, okay, it is gradual. It's not something that works instantly. That's why I said here that he started noticing that he started having morning erections back to show that it's a gradual thing. Not that he used it, his blood pressure level dropped and he started performing in bed again. No, it is gradual. So at about the 6th week of following the method in this video, I noticed that I was now waking up with I made a mistake here. Should have been, I was now waking up with morning erections. Okay, but let's continue. I was now waking up with morning erections. This was huge for my wife and I. Ages had passed since I last had a morning erection. I checked my blood pressure reading too, and I was now 142/95 mmHg. This is an LD blood pressure reading. That is why I added it. I was so motivated to keep following the method I learned about in the video, since there were evidences that it works now. As the weeks went by, my confidence as a man was gradually restored. Let me see the number we are now. Okay, so if you notice, this part, bringing in solution and introducing, I skipped introducing the unique solution, so I just left it at bringing in a solution. So I also skipped that. So, okay, let's go on. So let me see, where are we now? Where are we?
We are number 13, sir.
Let me see. Yeah, we're number 13. Okay.
Yes.
For assurance, let me tell you where you can use assurance. I didn't use assurance in this copy, but you can use assurance in a way like this. Let's say it was a friend that recommended that post for him that said high blood pressure was because of poor performance, and then like that's part of bringing in solution gradually. And then he was in doubt because he has tried a lot of things, assuming the copy followed that pattern. And then probably was in doubt because he has tried a lot of things that didn't work for him, that will follow this structure. And then like he now decided to watch the video, and he found out about like a product that helps reverse high blood pressure. Do you understand? That's introducing the unique solution. And then let's say in that video, he now had the assurance that it was going to work for him. That will lead us to number 11. But then maybe he now started using the product and he didn't get instant results. That will lead us to number 12, more doubt. Do you understand? But I skipped those parts in this copy. As I said, you can be flexible with them. And I went back to, I made demand somebody that is patient for results. You get, obviously, if somebody has been using several things to do this thing, to improve their performance in bed, if they find something that is going to work for them, that has the potential to work for them, they'll be patient in getting results. So that was why I made demand like that. And I went straight to feeling better gradually. Number 13. So that's where we are now. So let's continue. Okay. As the week went by, my confidence as a man was gradually restored. My blood pressure reduced drastically, and I started lasting nothing less than 5 minutes on only my first round of sex with my wife. Who knows why I added this? Why did I just say 5 minutes? Because if you see a lot of this thing online, they will say last 2 hours, last 1 hour, last 40 minutes. But at the end of the day, a lot of these people are just lying. Do you understand? A lot of these people are just lying. They are just exaggerating this thing. And somebody that has struggled with sexual performance and has tried a lot of things, you'll be able to read in between the lines and know that you are lying because it's not realistic. But as I said, the man started getting better gradually. After 6 weeks, he started having morning erections. After having morning erections, his BP was dropping gradually, and it started lasting like 5 minutes on just the first round of sex with his wife. Why did I say 5 minutes? To make it realistic. Do you understand? If you say 40 minutes, 1 hour, that's not realistic enough. People that are suffering from that condition, if they read that, they already know that you are lying. So that's why I said that. So I kept on following the method, and I noticed that around the 12th week, my blood pressure had been completely normalized. My blood pressure reading was now 120/80 mmHg. I was now lasting an average of 15 minutes in bed with my wife. So what number are we now? Let me go.
Number 15, right? Number 15.
Good, number 15. Can you tell me the number I skipped again?
You skipped number 14.
Yeah. Who can tell me why I skipped number 14? Why didn't he go for tests?
Because I think he was already feeling better and
because he's been seeing improvement.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason why I didn't go for tests, because his major problem was that he could not perform well. Then now found out that he had high blood pressure. You get? So, and when he was performing well and he was checking his BP himself and he was performing better, he was already getting he didn't need to go for tests for reassurance again. So that's why. So let's proceed. Yeah, so we are in number 15 now. Got the result that it was finally better. So let's continue. Coming. Okay, I kept on following the method and I noticed that around the 12th week, my blood pressure had been completely normalized. My blood pressure reading was now 120/80 mmHg. I was now lasting an average of 15 minutes in bed with my wife. Can you see still, I did not over-exaggerate the time, even after it had been completely cured. It's important to keep it realistic. So I might still have been battling with high BP induced erection loss if I had not found this video. I'm so glad I came across this video. My marriage is great now. The respect my wife once lost for me has now been restored. She barely awaits when I'll make love to her now, and she constantly apologizes for ever doubting my capability as a man. So, okay, so I'm coming. Yeah, what number are we now?
Where he got back what he lost, the respect of his wife. I think that is 17.
Yeah, thank you. Number this thing, but I still I also skipped this part, just as I said, can be flexible with it. So I also skipped this part. Let's continue. Okay. Forever doubting my capability as a man. If this video I watch has been able to help me go from a man who used to struggle to get an erection and constantly give excuses to a man that now lasts 15 minutes in bed, imagine what it could do for you. If this video helped me restore a marriage that was already hanging by a thread, imagine what it could do for you. If you want to watch the video that help reverse, okay, let me not rush it. So what number did I do? That part I was saying, if this video helped me do this, blah blah blah. So let me go back.
Number 16, sir.
No, sir, I think it's 19.
No. Number
It's
18.
number 16.
Number 18.
Yeah, number 18.
Number
Feeling grateful.
18.
Yes, thank you. Feeling grateful and wanting to share. Sorry, please excuse me. Okay, we are number 18. Feeling grateful and wanting to share the goodness with every other patient out there. That's why he's saying if this video could help somebody like him that was struggling to get an erection to lasting 5 minutes, this video could help restore his marriage. That's him wanting to share the goodness. So now, if you want to watch the video that help reverse my high BP and restore my confidence in the bedroom, click the button below now. So this is the call to action. So we did number 18 now, then we did call to action. So your call to action is just click whatever action you tell people to take. So yesterday when I was defining copywriting, I defined it as sorry, I said the end goal was to get people to take any particular action. You get, so the action I want them to take care is to click the link and watch the video. Do you understand? So that's it. So this is all this part. If you want to watch the video, that help reverse my IBP and restore my confidence in the bedroom, click the link below to watch the video now. This is also part of the call to action. This one is just extra. So for the number 20 part of our thing, and that is very, very important, that's the disclaimer. The number 20 part of our 20-step testimonial structure is the disclaimer message. Can you see the disclaimer message? Wait, let me check. Let me highlight it. The disclaimer message. So I'll send you the format. That's what you'll be using for your pre-sale pages. So if you scroll down here, you first see you see this copyright, terms and conditions, privacy, contacts, blah blah blah, and everything. Can you see it? Guys, are you with me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can see it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
Yes, sir. We can see it.
I'll send the format to you. So,
Yes, sir. We can see it.
Yeah. So the assignment I will give you, if you want to add the disclaimer, make sure it's in a very tiny font compared to what you've written. So from here to here, that's everything. I'll send the format to you. So you just paste it after you are done writing whatever you want to write. Should we ask questions for testimonial-based copy now? Or we should wait and do the second one. Okay, let's ask questions for testimonial-based course. So any question concerning testimonial-based pre-sale copy?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank
go
you
ahead
for
and
this.
ask. Sorry,
Ibrahim
please. Before you ask the question, the reason why it is important to add this disclaimer is because, first of all, as I was saying yesterday, a lot of customers they don't want to share their story. They don't want people to know. Imagine a customer now that had direction problem, and when the eye blood pressure was normalized, the person how do I put it? The person will not want his face to be on the internet. Do you get? That's why most times you come up with testimonial pre-sale copies. So this disclaimer is important for it to be there. First of all, to let people know that this thing is just for advertisement's sake, and also you are not making any claims. That you sure know what disclaimer is. That the way you see all these adverts online, after they advertise the drug, they tell you that it will cure your malaria. Maybe Amatem adverts now. Then they will not tell you that this drug is not is not so for every so results might differ determined on patients. What kind of disclaimer they put on all these TV ads? The results might differ based on patients. If you don't get results, see your doctor within the next 7 to 9 days, something like that. I don't know if you guys have seen something like that.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we have.
That's what this is just for. So that all the claims you are making, they will know that these claims are making no results may differ. Or this thing, know that it's just for advertisement purpose and results may differ. So that's why it is added just the way it is for all these TV ads and everything. Okay, you can go ahead and ask your question now, but please say your name first.
This is Ibrahim Hamsuddin Salihu.
Okay, all right, go on, Ibrahim.
My question is about the number one catchy headline.
Yes.
Now, on the example you give to us on the slide, it has about 3 headlines, but though they are related, it's like step by step. This leads to the next one, and the next one leads to the third one. So I just want to ask, how long can a headline be?
This is first time I'm hearing this question, honestly, and I've taught a lot of classes. But okay, I would say for an headline, your headline, normally me, I like long headlines. Some people are not like that in Janice. The reason why I like it, personally, me, I don't like leaving anything out that might trigger somebody to take action. Do you understand? That's why I like long headlines. So if you like long headlines too, if you want to make it long, what I'll just advise is don't make it okay, because most people will view your copy on their screen. So let it just be that once they view it on their screen, if they scroll once, they are going to be able to go past your headline. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Most people will see it on their phone screen. Yeah. So make your headline in a way that if they scroll, there's a way, if everybody that scrolls on internet, if they see the catchy headline, after they scroll once, they should be able to begin your story straight up, or maybe at least see your image, then begin your story. Do you understand? So your headline should not be more than that. Your headline should not be more than that. Then also another thing I would advise is if you're using like different plenty long headlines like this, let it have different color variations. If everything is just black, because people will glance through. That's the truth. People that land on your landing page, they don't care that you struggle to write it. The market does not care about you. They care about what they want to get. So make some words. If you notice here, I made some words red. Wife, tired of excuses. High blood pressure made me lose erection. So that if they glance once, those words have already called them out. Then this one too, there is a contrasting color, is because of stress from work. Honey, we call them out. Wife, tired of excuses, we call them out. High blood pressure made him lose erection, we call them out. If they glance once. So if you use very long headlines, make sure that they are contrasting colors. Now the thing is, don't over change color and make it like rainbow color. So just highlight some things that will make people that will immediately, that your audience will connect to immediately. They make it in a way that if they scroll once, they'll be able to go to the next thing, which is probably the image or your story. Do you understand, Ibrahim?
Yes, sir. I do.
Yeah. All right. Any other question before we go to the next format? Any other question?
Yes, sir. I want to ask you a question, sir.
Please, is that Dorcas?
No, Rachel Folake.
Okay, Rachel Folake. All right, go ahead, please.
Sir, concerning the names and the pictures we will be using in our copywriting, is there something we're going to do as far as it is concerned? Because probably like this one, you wrote Charles Okobi. What if somebody is actually doing that name and I
Okay.
don't know how to put it. Like those names, how do we make them up? Then the pictures, sir.
Okay, all right. So that's a very good question. So for your assignment's sake, you can just get free images on Google. You can find very realistic free images, very, very realistic free images. But for your assignment's sake. But for those that are deployed, when you join your group, your team leader will most likely teach you how to source for better images or more experienced group members. Do you understand? But for your assignment's sake, just use free images. Then another thing, so for coming up with names, just make sure that, see, there is a way, if you look at some people, there is a way you'll be able to, if you look at some places, you'll be able to tell where they are from through their face. So if you look at this man now, this man looks like Charles Okobi. That's why I named him Charles Okobi. So me, I just came up with it at random because it looks like an Igbo man. And a lot of Igbo people bear Charles, and I gave him a Okobi surname. You get. So the free image you download, look at the person well. And that's what you use to determine the name. Do you understand? This man now, he looks more like an Igbo man than a Yoruba man. That's why I gave him Charles Okobi. You understand?
Okay.
To make it much more realistic. Yeah. Does that answer all your questions?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, all right. Any other question before we proceed?
Yes, I do have a question, but I think I will keep it to the end of the class, sir.
Okay, all right. Any other person?
I have a question to ask, sir.
Yeah, what's your name, please?
I am Akwankpa Abdullahi.
Okay, all right. Please go ahead.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is just pick a random picture on Google and use it for the assignments, right?
No, free images. Let me show you one example.
Okay.
There's a way you know free image websites. So let me search. Let me just say black man in his 40s. Let me just search. Black man in his 40s. They even brought it. Seems I've searched it before. Wow, why did this page on response?
Sorry, Eroko, are you going to put this link inside to the waiting room, or I don't know? She's stopping now.
Let me just mute that mic from my end. Is it my laptop that is slow today or Zoom? Okay. Oh, she has muted her mic. Okay, let's go on. So let's search black man in his 40s. Black man in his 40s. So Apampa, are you still with me?
Yes, I am.
So if you look here, you see Adobe Stock, iStock photos. All these stock photos, they are free. They are free to use.
Okay.
You get. Let's see another website. Shutterstock. This one too are free to use. But no one gonna use the one that has watermark to be somehow. Which other one? Dreams Times images too are free to use. They're also free to use. Which other one? Free Pick. Can you see Free Pick too is free to use? So that's it. Just make sure that wherever you are picking from for the assignment's sake is free. There is not all these websites that is like an official publication. That way you'll be using somebody else's picture. And if you do that,
Okay, one more question, sir.
can put you
Are
in
you there,
trouble.
sir?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What I want to ask again is which are we just going to use maybe Microsoft or maybe just or maybe
I can't hear you. Hello?
Google Text to just write everything down?
Hello, I can't hear you.
Please, all I'm asking is how are we going to do the assignment? What software are we going to use? Are we going to use Google
Oh, you are going to use Google Doc. You are going to write it.
Text or maybe just PDF or just random?
No, Google Doc. Then you send the link to the group and make it accessible. Do you understand? Please, if your question is not about like the testimonial pre-sale structure, I just taught you the 20-step testimonial pre-sale structure. I thought you write it down. You ask it at the end of the class. So does anybody have any question about, because I want us to move away from this testimonial pre-sale structure. Do you have any question concerning this 20-step testimonial pre-sale structure I just taught you? Okay, all right then. So if you have any other question that is not about this, write it down. You ask it at the end of the class. So now let's go to the next one. The next pre-sale structure I'm going to be teaching you is how to write non-testimonial pre-sales, as the headline says here. It's just a 12-step structure. It's not as long as the testimonial one, but I think for this, you actually need to carry out more research because it is not testimonial based. So I wrote one here. I've not put it on my landing page yet, so it's still on Google Doc format. I wrote one, so I'll be able to break it down for you guys. So I wrote one pre-sale here. This one is for arthritis. Let me open it. So this one is for people with arthritis, but there are obese people that struggle to work out because of their joint pain. So that's also another angle again. So let's see load. Let's wait for it to load. So please make sure you are taking Jotsons. It's very important. Now, why is it not opening? Let me just open it manually. Let me open it manually. Okay. Let me open it manually for me. Please hold on. This thing is, my laptop is really lagging. I don't know why. So please hold on. Okay, so while this copy is loading, so if you check this one, you see that this one is already on the landing page. This one is already on the landing page. That's why it's displaying like this. This one is still on Google Doc. I've not put it on the landing page. So that's why you can't see it in that format. Then somebody was asking how he's going to submit the assignment. I said Google Doc. So this is just Google Doc. So once you write something on Google Doc and you make it accessible, whoever you share the link to will be able to see it. So they'll be able to see what is in that doc. But you make the person a viewer and not an editor. You give the person viewer access, not editing access. Okay, good. So now let's start. So the number one thing for this is also the same as first one. You know, yesterday when I was teaching you, I showed the example of that book, the book that was Astrological Love, and then the same book was How to Satisfy a Woman and Have Her Beg for More. And then you saw the massive results that the two books, that the second book brought, even when the first one didn't do well. So just like this first method, this first spatial structure I taught you, this second one is also, excuse me, this second one is also it also starts with the same format, a catchy headline. Your headline is the most important part of your copy. A catchy headline. That's the number one thing. So if you come here, if you look at this, this copy, although I wrote it for arthritis, but I focus majorly on people that are struggling with weight loss. Let me just tell you, with people that are struggling with weight loss and have been trying several concussions, and they know deep down that what will really work for them is exercising, but they cannot exercise because of the severe joint pain they are always feeling because they are obese. So now let's start. So the first thing is a catchy headline. I'll give you one law for writing a good headline. I'll teach you. I won't give you guys format to write headline though. There is no structure, but I'll give you a law, some laws that you must obey to write headlines. I will still get back to that. So the headline says the hidden truth about the Nigerian weight loss industry revealed. How they've tried to render this potent weight loss method that has worked across several generations powerless, so that they can keep profiting from your ignorance. So if you look at this well, this headline is catchy enough for somebody that's been trying a lot of things to get rid of their weight, but they've not been successful. Do you understand? So you're telling the person that the weight loss industry is trying to render this potent method powerless so they can keep profiting from the person's ignorance. The person will be curious enough to know what is in the copy. So now let's go on. So the second step of the structure for this structure says your hook. So I just merge my hook together with the headline. Yeah, so for these two, you can be very flexible. So I just make my hook together with the headline. So what your headline is meant to do is call out your audience and probably tell them you want to share a solution with them. You don't necessarily need to every time. And then your hook is just like an extra statement that as they are scrolling through, that will keep them, that'll make them curious to read your copy. So I just merged everything together here. So if you look at it, you can say this is the hook. You can say this part is the hook, depending on whichever way you want to look at it. So let's proceed. So as I said, you don't need to use a very long headline. Me, I like using long headlines because I don't like leaving out anything. So number 3 step says define the problem. Define the problem / condition. So let's start now. Let's start breaking it down. Start breaking down the structures. So you've probably heard a statement like this from someone recently. You need to watch your weight, though. Your weight is getting out of hand. And upon hearing this, you might have thought within yourself, these people need to mind their business more because they aren't the ones carrying this weight. Truth be told, people do need to mind their business and stop hurting people with their big mouths, especially in Nigeria. But even though I'm not writing this to condemn you because of the extra kilograms you carry, guys, can you see that this is completely different from testimonial copy? Can you see? Testimonial copy was talking from I. The one I showed you was talking from Mr. Okobi's point of view, that I use this happened to me, this one, that one. Whereas this one will be talking to the second person. That's the person reading your copy that is in your target audience. So let's continue. But even though I'm not writing this to condemn you because of the extra kilograms you carry, there is a reason this so-called amebo blabber-mouthed people's word hurts you every time they use this body shaming statement. And it is because there's an atom of truth in what they say. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not another judgmental Nigerian who will tell you to stop lazing around and get up and start exercising. I'm coming. The fact of the matter is, a lot of the people who tell you this don't even understand where you are coming from. So, as I was saying, I don't know, I didn't say that yesterday, but there's something called us versus them in copywriting. There's something called us versus them, and there's something also called like you not putting the blame on your market. So if somebody is overweight now, it might be that person's fault, but you are not going to tell them it is their fault. Why? Because you want them to take the action you want them to take. You want to justify the reason why they've not been able to do this thing. Let's say you are this thing now. Let's say you are a therapist now. I know that therapy is not really something big in Nigeria. Let's say you're a therapist now, and some people are struggling with some things. You won't tell them that once they come to your office, you won't tell them that it's your fault that your marriage is not doing well. No, that will make you lose customers straight up. What you want to tell them that is circumstances around them, is childhood trauma, is things that are around them. And actually, it's those things that match up and make people make some of these decisions. Do you understand? So, for example, now somebody that is fat now, you will tell the person, you won't tell the person, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, good. So somebody that is fat now, you won't tell the person that it's because you are eating junk, so you are fat. If you want to sell markets, no, you will not sell anything. No. What you tell the person is, what is that? It is because they keep producing junk food, and junk foods are everywhere, and they are so easy to. That's the reason why you are fat. Do you understand? But there's a way you can go around it. That way, you've already connected. See, you have to be what's this word? You have to have empathy. You have to let that person understand that you understand what they are going through, and that way they'll be able to connect more emotionally to what you are writing. And if you can do that, you've already what's the word now? Should I say they're already in your fishing nets, or you already have them hooked? Do you get? You already have them hooked. It's as simple as that. So let's go on. So now, don't get me wrong. I'm not another judgmental Nigerian who will tell you to stop lazing around and get up and start exercising. The fact of the matter is, a lot of people who tell you this don't even understand where you are coming from. They don't understand what you are going through and the emotional stress you constantly struggle with. They don't. And the emotional stress you constantly struggle with. Please, who is disturbing us? So, mute your mic. They don't understand how you constantly feel cheated by nature and your genes because you gain weight faster than anyone else. Can you see this? This is what I was explaining. Guys, are you with me?
Yes, sir. We are with you, sir.
So what number are we now? Who can tell me what number we are now?
Number 4, sir.
No, we're still on that number 3. Let me explain this. Define the problem or condition and agitate problem. Defining the problem is just telling them like what they are going through, narrating how you understand their experiences, narrating that you know exactly what they are feeling. Do you understand? So if you notice, I've already said it's not their fault. They gain weight faster than everybody else. All these people, they're always telling them that they are lazy now. They don't understand them. So I'm defining the problem like that. I'm just defining problem is just telling them that you understand what they are going through, telling them that you know the problems that they are facing, not just the problem of obesity now in this case, the problem of this thing, the problem of the emotional problems that they are going through. That's defining problem. Now, agitating the problem is like you telling them that like how things might get worse, how the problem might get worse. Do you understand? That's just agitating the problem. It is important to agitate the problem in your copy. Why? So that when you agitate your problem and then you bring in a solution to make people much more willing to give that solution a try. So let's say, for example, now, and like I create a video and I'm saying let me say arthritis. Have you been battling with severe joint pain and you struggle to climb staircases, you struggle to cross, you take long time to cross the street, and sometimes you're even at the risk of car accidents. You struggle to do simple tasks like bending down to pick up items on your own because of your severe back pain. That's me defining problem. You get? That's me saying I understand what they are going through. That's me saying what they are going through. Now, if I'm to agitate, what then would I switch to after I've said all what they are facing? I then can say, if this is you, I want to tell you that if you keep doing the same thing you've been doing, things are going to get worse. Over time, you might become confined to a wheelchair. Thousands of people like you can look for a fact that backs up what you're saying. Thousands, according to, let's just say World Health Organization, according to World Health Organization, millions of people who struggle with severe arthritis and only use simple treatments end up in wheelchairs later on in life. Do you understand? If you don't want that to be the case with you, there's now a solution that can help you end your joint pain for good and regain your good health and regain good health. Click the link around this post to know what that solution is. Can you see? That way, because I've agitated the problem, they'll be much more willing to take action. But imagine I didn't agitate it and I just told them that, do you constantly struggle with back pain? Do you struggle to climb staircases, pick up items from the ground because of your back pain? And then do you struggle to sleep at night because you are constantly in feeling severe joint pain? Click the link below to find out the solution. Click the link below to find out the solution that can end your joint pain. That's also not bad. But if you agitate the problem, you put this fear in them that will make them more willing to take action. Do you understand, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's why this number 4. That's why this number 4 is important. So let's continue. We are still number 3 now, anyways. So let's continue. Where was I? Please, who can remind me where I was? I've forgotten. Okay, yeah. So nobody knows where I was.
The fact of the matter, let's say you are, sir.
They don't understand how you constantly feel cheated by
Okay.
that's where you stop, sir.
All right. They don't understand how you constantly feel cheated by nature and your genes because you gain weight faster than anyone else. The truth of the matter is, it is not your fault you are overweight. Let's continue. Let me scroll down. The truth of the matter is, it is not your fault you are overweight. You might have been blaming yourselves over the years, and people might have been telling you to watch your eating habits, but that really is the cause of excess weight. I mean, think about the other person around you, but you seem to be the only one getting fatter. Who can tell me why I added this? It's a very simple reason actually, but I want to know if you guys will understand. I will know why I did it.
I think you added it so that to make them more aware of what is happening to them. Like they know, but they sometimes they doubt it. So adding it and making them ready to make them more conscious of what is really going on.
Okay, who else wants to try?
Sir, I think you added it to agitate the problem.
Is this noise from your background? Rachel. Okay, go on, Rachel.
Not from my background. No.
Please, if you're not speaking, mute your mic now. Please go on, Rachel.
Yeah, you put it there because you want them to know that it's not actually the food, because it's the same food they are eating that other people are eating, and the other people are not getting fat, and they are the only one getting. Yeah, I'm letting you know that it's not the issue is not actually be because of what they are eating.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. So I added this like so that they will know that it's not the food though, because if you look at it's not just the food. The food is also part of it because okay, if you see some people now of everybody in the house, they're the only ones. Sorry, please, I had the call. Let me tell the person that I'm in a class. Please hold on, guys. Okay, so like it's just so that you see some people that of everybody like in their family, they're the only one that is fat. They are all eating the same thing now. They are all eating the same. Sometimes they're even children. They are eating this, everybody's eating the same thing, but they are the only one that is getting fatter. So that's why I added this to prove my points and show that it's not because of the food you are eating. No, there are other things. So you might have been blaming yourself over the years, and people might have been telling you to watch your eating habits, but that really is because of your excess weight. I mean, think about it. Why is it that you eat the same things as every other person around you, but you seem to be the only one getting fatter? And because of this, you've tried several so-called remedies and solutions claiming to help you get rid of your weight. Who can tell me what number we are now? Or what number we are getting to?
Number 5.
Number 5. But if you notice, I skipped this. But I didn't leave it out. I went back to it. That's why I say you can be very, very flexible with all these things. I went back to it. You see in the copy that I went back to it. So you can mix it up, very flexible with it. Do you get? It's just a guideline. There's no rule that says you have to follow it in total. So where was I? I mean, think about it, right? Okay. And because of this, you've tried several so-called remedies and solutions claiming to help you get rid of your weight. You've tried intermittent fasting, but it never works for you. You will know all these things. You remember yesterday when I said carry out your research, what they've used. Let me carry you to that side. So that's why research is important, so that when you are writing, you'll be able to speak well to your audience. I'm coming. You remember this part that I said that I showed you yesterday? Oh no, let me highlight this too. Remember this part that I showed you yesterday? What have they used trying to get rid of their pain? What have they let go of trying to get rid of their pain? So in this case now, we are writing about obesity in relation to arthritis. And we are talking about the person that is trying to lose weight. What the person has used. Can you see? So that's why it's good to carry out your research. So what the person has let go of. Intermittent fasting is more of letting go of. So I think intermittent fasting is that all those people that they will know maybe by 6, when it's 6, they will not eat again, or they will be eating once per day to cut fat and everything. So let's continue. You've tried intermittent fasting, but it never worked for you. You've tried several slimming teas that promise to help you lose weight, but they all end up being a scam. You sometimes even see adverts of gadgets that vibrate, targeting specific areas of the body that are meant to burn fat. But when you use these gadgets for some weeks, you finally conclude that you're falling for another scam. Let's go on. You've even used several detox drinks, but all they do is, if you don't know what detox drinks is, you can check it up. So you've used several detox drinks, but all they do is leave a bitter taste in your mouth that that all they do is leave a bitter taste in your mouth. That's if they've not even given you a more severe side effect. The weight loss pills and all the concoctions and agbo you've used have also proven not to be of any help. This try and error process is frustrating. It is tiring to see something that looks like it would work today, and you have a renewed hope, only for you to have the same disappointing results at the end. The worst part about lots of these so-called weight solutions you've used in the past is that they mostly come with grave side effects. Take, for example, this publication by some experts in the popular Punch newspaper on 25th June 2023. So who can tell what number let me go back. Who can tell me what number we are now?
Number 5.
Okay. Sorry, please, let me check something. I'm coming.
There is no.
So okay, let's go on now. Let's go on now back. Okay, so take for example this publication by some experts in the popular Punch newspaper on 25th June 2023. Let's continue. So this publication says, I went to look for this online. It's good to, if you are not writing testimonial basis, it's good to look for facts, because you are the one selling the market, so you have to prove that what you are saying is true. But if it's testimonial, it's just a customer that has used it and gotten results, so that one is always more believable. So I went to look for this. Who is disturbing us? Who's this person? Adiola Nesugbo. You already know people that are not paying attention. You already know. Put in waiting room. Okay, he has muted himself. No, he didn't. But anybody that disturbs me now is always the person not paying attention. I'll put the person in waiting room. There's no. Put the person in waiting room. Because if you are paying attention, you won't suddenly mute your mic and do this thing and start disturbing everybody. And even if I call you to mute your mic, if you are paying attention, you will know. But it's better the person is in waiting. Yeah, so I went to look for this publication that backed up what I was saying. So slimming teas, weight loss medications may cause kidney, liver damage, experts want. So I just quickly put the headline, no need for any long story. So who can tell me what number we are now? Look at it well. What number are we now?
We're still in number 5, sir.
No, I think you've gone back to number 4. You're agitating the problem right now.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Yeah, I told you that I skipped it. I skipped number 4. I came to number 5. Since they've used, I listed some of the things they've used. Well, these things they've used should not just be things they've used. It's things they've used, things they've left go of. They've practiced intermittent fasting. They've used slimming tea. They've used detox drinks. They've used some gadgets that vibrate and help them lose weight. But all those things have not worked. So now I'm coming back to tell them that all these things they're using, some of these things they are using are putting their health at risk, especially all these concussions and slimming teas. So that's good. That's good. So you can be flexible with it like that. So let's continue. Let me start from here. So slimming teas, weight loss medications may cause kidney, liver damage, expert ones. So this was the name of the man in the publication I read. So Dr. Oladigbolu stated in his publication that weight loss pills and supplements have repeatedly proven not to work over the years, and that they are only in circulation in the Nigerian market because Nigeria has become a dumping site for a lot of foreign medications that can't be sold abroad. He further stated that people using these so-called medications are not only putting themselves at risk of liver and kidney disease, and that even I think I made a mistake here. Even only if they are able to escape it. I made a mistake here. Should have written. It further stated that people using these so-called medications are only putting themselves at risk of liver and kidney disease. That is only that is even if they are able to escape death. It should be that way. Since all these weight loss supplements and concoctions have not been working and have also been putting your health at risk, how then can you get rid of your excess fat without putting your health at risk by using these concoctions? So I went down here and I came here. There's only one risk-free way to lose your excess fat, and it has been proven to work across generations. So let me see the number we are now. Should I say we are? Well, okay. Let me just. There's a way I wrote this copy, but you get it. You still get it. So I touched number 7 small, but later on I still went back to number 6, like the part of telling them they don't need to suffer anymore and everything. But let's continue. Let's continue. You see what I mean? So there's only one risk-free way to lose. There's only one risk-free way to lose your excess fat, and it has been proven to work across generations. It has been proven to work across several generations by millions of individuals, and this method will continue to work even into future generations. And this method is as simple as exercising. So this copy is like actual facts, no long story, nothing like lies or anything. I know you are probably rolling your eyes in disappointment now because this is probably not what you were expecting to hear. And you might also be disappointed because you've tried exercising a lot in the past. Maybe you've created several exercise routines. You've registered in gyms. You've jogged around your surrounding environs a couple of times. But at the end of the day, you just can't stay consistent with your exercise routine, no matter how much you've tried. Now, I'm telling them why they can't stay consistent with their exercise routines. You see where I'm getting to. Excuse me. And the reason why you can't stay faithful to your exercise plan/routine and you run back to these so-called solutions, even though you know they won't work, is because 1, your extra body weight causes your additional stress on your knees, ankles, and hips, making exercise extremely painful for you. Remember that I told you that we have 3 main products. This copy, as I was writing it from the beginning, it seems I was trying to sell weight loss, but no, that was not what I was trying to sell. Yeah, I'm still promoting our arthritis products, but now I'm coming from the angle of people that are obese, that are probably tried exercising, but they can't seem to stay consistent because they are always experiencing severe joint pain. They have slow recovery time because of the sores on their muscles that they feel. So those are the people that this copy is for. So we are still under number 7. Excuse me. Introduce our solution. So let's continue. That's where we are getting to. So the reason why you can't stay faithful to your exercise plan / routine and you run back to this so-called solution, even though you know they won't work, is because 1, your extra body weight causes additional stress on your knees, ankles, hips, making exercise extremely painful for you. 2, you constantly feel tightness and rigidness in your joints, making these exercise routines unbearable. 3, even exercise activities like jogging and running are also very difficult for you because they put so much pressure on your joints. I should have added knee joints here. Let me put knee joints. Let me quickly edit this part, please. I'm coming. It puts so much pressure on your knee joints. And your knee joints. Okay, let's continue. They put so much pressure on your knee joints, and your knee joints become very sore after you are done exercising. This intense joint and muscle pain you feel make you give up on exercising, even though you know that is the only guarantee to lose weight. You then begin to look for other shortcut methods of losing weight, like drinking slimming tea, even though you know you have very little hope that they work. So let's continue. But you don't really need to go through this emotional trauma of testing several weight loss products anymore. You don't need to keep at this frustrating cycle of using this product and that product, drinking this concussion and that concussion, only to end up failing again or with a serious side effect. Because there is now a special 2-in-1 herbal spice. Who can tell me what number we are now?
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Number
Yeah, good
7.
afternoon.
7. Number 7.
Yeah, good. Number 7. But I told you, first of all, I jumped to number 4. I went to number 5. Then I went back to number 4. Then I jumped back to number 7, but I didn't land in number 7. I went back to then, and I now went back to number 6. Let me show you where I went to number 6, so you get. Tell them they don't need to suffer anymore. So look at this. Look at this. This is number 6. Can you see? But you really don't need to go through this emotional trauma of testing several. Let me show you the point again. Number 6 is tell them they don't need to suffer anymore. You get. But you really don't need to go through this the emotional trauma of testing several weight loss products anymore. You don't need to keep at this frustrating cycle of using this product and that product, drinking this concussion and that concussion, only to end up failing again or with a serious side effect. Do you get? So this was where, before we were on number 7, we're dancing around number 7. Then I now went to number 6 before I now fully landed in number 7. And the reason I did it like that is because of the nature of this copy. This copy is not just talking directly to people that are suffering from arthritis, joint pain. It was talking to obese people. So at first I told them, the part of introducing the solution, that the only guaranteed way that works for them is exercising. But the reason why they failed with exercising is because of the joint pain they feel, the soreness of their muscles and joints. So because of that, they will start procrastinating again and they'll start looking for all these method. And if you look at it, that's the truth. People know that's the only way to lose weight, but they don't want to go through all those pain. So now what I'm telling them, I now, so that's me getting to introducing the solution. So I now told them that they don't need to suffer anymore and keep using all those AI solutions that have not been working. And then I now told them that there's a special 2-in-1 spice formulated for people like them that can help them relieve their joint pain. And once they are able to relieve their joint pain, they'll be able to exercise more effectively. So let's continue. So now we are fully in number 7. So let's go on. So because there's now a special 2-in-1 herbal spice, I just called it, the name of the product is Bonia Camboskio. It has a lot of nicknames actually. This is one of the nicknames, so I just used it. Because there's now a special 2-in-1 herbal spice formulated in India. All our products are formulated in India. So because there's now a special 2-in-1 herbal spice formulated in India for smart people like you who have come to the obvious realization that exercising is the only way to lose weight that won't put one's health at risk, but only struggle to exercise regularly because of the intense joint pain and muscle soreness they feel after any form of exercise. This is number 7. We've introduced number 7 fully. So how exactly will this 2-in-1 herbal spice formulated in India help you lose weight? So who can tell me what number we are?
Number 8.
Good. Number 8. How is this solution different? And the way I started it is I just put this like subheading. You don't need to say how you can also say how is this different from every other thing you've used. But me, I just how exactly is this? How will it help you lose weight? It will show how it is different to every other thing. So let's continue. Since joint pain, muscle stiffness, and soreness are what has been holding you back from exercising consistently to lose weight, this specially formulated 2-in-1 spice is designed to help revive the damaged cartilage in your joints that causes you to feel severe pain and slow down your recovery time after an exercise routine. In case you don't understand what I just explained, let me break it down for you. It's important that you simplify your write-up very, very well. Copywriting is not academic writing. If you write like you're writing academic writing, you will not sell. You have to write like you're writing to a 7-year-old so that they will understand very well. Let it be as simple as possible. So let's continue. In case you don't understand what I just explained, let me break it down for you. Imagine you had a door with a rusted hinge, or is it hinge they call it now? I've forgotten. Imagine you had a door with a rusted hinge. I think it's hinge. Opening this door will come with a creaking sound. If you don't know hinge, it is those things on door that always make a sound. If it is not well oiled again, those things that make your door open inward or outward, whichever way. So I added the image here. This is it. This is it. This is it. So imagine you had a door with a rusted hinge. Opening the door will come with a creaking sound. And then I added the image and I put a rusted hinge with a creaking sound. We'll give a creaking sound. So imagine you had a door with a rusted hinge. Opening this door will come with a creaking sound. But if you were to oil the door's hinge, the creaking sound will stop and it will be easier for you to open the door because it has been oiled. So I added this image to show just somebody oiling the door, this thing. I'm sure with this image, you already understand what an hinge is. So then I added when oiled, hinge will function better. I should have added comma. When oiled, hinge will function better, just like your joints. I will add it later, so I will not take time. Okay, so this is the same way the 2-in-1 herbal spice helps to revive dead cartilages in excuse me, help to revive dead cartilages in your joints that has either been preventing you from exercising because you feel intense muscle and joints pains when you try, or that might have made recovery very difficult for you because you're always in pain after exercising. Do you understand? So what number are we? Do you understand this copy up to this point, guys? Like, do you actually understand the copy, not even the structure? Hey, guys. Okay, all right. So,
Yes, sir.
yeah, good. So so what number are we now?
We're in number 7, sir.
No, we are number 8. Don't forget, we already entered. How is our solution different to every other thing we used? And come see, remember, see this part. How exactly will this help you lose weight? So this part is just explaining how it is different to every other weight loss method. That this one will help them recover well from exercises. Do not make them run from exercises. You understand? And once they're able to enter their joints pain, they are able to overcome muscle soreness with this product. They'll be able to exercise without worry. So let's continue. That has been preventing you from exercising because you feel intense muscle and joint pain when you try, or that I should have added comma here. When you try, or full stop safe, or that might have made recovery very difficult for you because you are always in pain after exercising. So when you use this 2-in-1 herbal spice, you no longer feel those stinging. This one is just showing extra again how it is like what it will do for them. Do you understand? So when you use this 2-in-1 herbal spice, you no longer feel those stinging joint pain or muscle soreness that stops you from exercising. Your recovery time after an exercise will be much more faster. You won't need to procrastinate exercising anymore because you're in pain. You will not need to go through emotional stress of thinking of how you look. Okay, yeah, it's correct. You will not need to go through the emotional stress of thinking of how you look. I didn't punctuate all these things as well. How you look, comma. Let's imagine I added comma here. I quickly just wrote it yesterday, so I'll use it to teach you guys. That's why it's not well edited. You need to go through the emotion. You not need to go through the emotional stress of thinking of how you look. How you look. Sorry, how you look.
So I think it's how you lose weight because exercising will be so much easier.
That's it. Thank you. Let me just change it now. There was one part I should have added comment to. That has been preventing you from exercising because you feel intense muscle and joint pains when you try. Oh, that might have been okay. Yeah, that's okay. So let's continue. Okay, thank you. You will not need to go through the emotional stress of thinking of how you lose weight because exercising will be so much easier. You will not go through the emotional stress of thinking of how hard exercising to lose weight will be. Another point, you'll be able to exercise more frequently and consistently because you no longer struggle. This one is not correct. Let me edit it now. What am I clicking? You'll be able to exercise more frequently and constantly because you no longer struggle from any form of, no longer struggle from any form of body pain. Okay, yeah, that's good enough. You'll be able to exercise more frequently and constantly because you no longer struggle from any form of body pain. Since you've read this far, since you've read this far and you've seen how this special 2-in-1 spice can help you lose weight, can help you lose the weight you've been struggling to lose all these years. I made a mistake here again. You now have 3 choices. Yeah, guys, what number are we now? So we are here. Since you've read this far and you've seen how this special 2-in-1 herbal spice can help you lose the weight you've been struggling to lose all these years, you now have 3 choices. So who can tell me what number are we now? What number we are now, rather? Okay, so I skipped this part. So this one is show proof if possible. If you have testimonials or if you can formulate testimonials of people, the solution you introduced have worked for, fine, do that. But it's not really compulsory. You can if you want to, but it's not really compulsory. I didn't here. So now, who can tell me what number we are now? Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we are. We can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, who can tell me what number we are now? Let me go back to our steps. Who can tell me what number we are now?
So much, sir.
Number
10.
10.
I should be thanking you.
Yeah, good. Number 10. So if you notice here, I said you now have 3 choices. So like the reason why I just did it like that is just to help them overcome indecision. When you're writing your own copy, you can just put something like you can just do something like if you're interested in knowing okay, you can say something like since you've read this far, wait, let me think of the way you can say it too. Okay, since you've read this far, you can either decide to take action now and find out how the solution can help you, or you can go back to what it is that you've been doing before or whatever you've been using before that has made your health complicated, or that has made you have severe joint pain, or that has been or that has kept your that has kept your blood pressure reading spike.
Thank you for that.
I'll put this person in the waiting list too. Who is
There's nothing wrong with asking for help.
Onyekachi then?
You actually need.
So you've made me lose my train of thoughts now. So I don't like people distracting this because I was saying this thing for my head. But anyways, yeah, you can go back. You can go back to the method that's kept your high blood pressure spiking over the years, or that's kept your blood sugar reading very high and kept you having diabetes and at a risk of heart attack. Or you can decide to take action today and click the link and click the button below to find out how the solution can help you. That's the way you can do your own. But me, I just did my own in this form. You now have 3 choices. You get it's just to help them overcome indecision, because a lot of people that read up to this point, you will still be saying, do I really need to do this? I don't need to use it. I beg that this thing. So, but when you not tell them that you can go back to what it is you are doing, but if you go back to it, this is what you are risking. Do you understand? To also compel people to take action and click the button to watch the company's VSL that will in turn sell them. So you now have 3 choices. Choice 1, you can close this page, remain overweight just as you are now, and risk developing diseases associated with being overweight, like arthritis and diabetes, sometime in the future. So this is choice 1. Or choice 2, you can close this page, go back to the slimming teas and concussions and other ridiculous so-called solutions that you've been using all these years that have never worked for you, and they are also putting you at the risk of developing liver and kidney diseases. Or choice 3, I'm coming. Choice 3, you can decide to take the right step now and follow the only way that's been proven across hundreds of generations to help lose weight, in combination with this, should I say with the, or with this, with the, let me say with this, I'm coming now, guys. I'm trying to edit this thing. Okay, you can decide to
Okay,
take
I
the,
think the D is actually better.
Wait, let me read it again. You can decide to take the right step now and follow the only way that has been proven across hundreds of generations to help lose weight in combination with this. Let me leave it at this, like what I'm talking about at the moment. So you can decide to take the right step now, thank you, and follow the only way that has been proven across hundreds of generations to help lose weight in combination with this 2-in-1 about spice. Okay, let me add, I just told you about. That will justify my correction. You just learned about. Let me just say, you just learned about. You just got to know. You just got to know. You just learned about which one. You just learned about.
Quick one. You said you just learned about, but they actually haven't learned about it. And your call to action button is saying they should learn more about the 2-in-1 herbal spice. So
Okay, yeah, that's true, Sha. That's true. You just got to know them. Just got to know. Just thank you. Got to know. Okay, so let's go on. You can decide to take the right step now. So choice 3, you can decide to take the right step now and follow the only way that's been proven across hundreds of generations to help lose weight in combination with this 2-in-1 herbal spice you just got to know without putting your health at risk. So if you are smart, should I put this? Or more, what was I think gonna add it? Okay, if you are smart and if you've chosen the smart choice, let me see. You've chosen the smart choice. Sorry. If you've chosen the smart choice, you've chosen the smart choice. If you've chosen the smart choice, okay, yeah, so let's go on. If you've chosen the smart choice, no need for this then. Choosing the smart choice. If you've chosen the smart choice that is guaranteed to help you lose weight without your health being at risk and the constant worry of joints and muscle pains when exercising, click the click the button below. Click the button below. Normally, it's meant to be like this. I'm coming. Click the button below to learn more about this. Okay, click the button below to learn more about the special 2-in-1 herbal spice now. Then call to action button. So your call to action button is meant to, let me put this on view. So your call to action, but it's because I've not added it to my landing page. I only just wrote it yesterday because some changes were made recently. So that's why I added this to our training. So this is a call to action. This is where it's meant to be like once it is added to the landing page. Because this one is still on Google Doc. That's why the call to action button is not there. Yeah, so I think this part is more simple, is simpler now. What number are we now?
Number 11, call to action button.
Yeah, number 11. Good, number 11. Then the last part, your disclaimer. Don't forget your disclaimer. This is it. You can just put it in tiny font so it will not be on the same distance with your, it won't be, should I say, competing for attention with your copy. So this is it. I made it small. Yeah, this is remaining parts. Once I put it on landing page, it will be on the same page. So it just has copyright terms and condition and privacy contacts, this blah blah blah, all this texture. You get, I'll send it to you. So when you are doing your assignment, you'll be able to add it. So yeah, I think that's that on writing this thing, on writing non-testimonial pre-sale copies. So before you ask questions, I will quickly teach you guys how to write headlines. I've not taught you that. So let me quickly teach you guys how to do that. I'm not going to give you formats because before I used to give formats, but I noticed that other sets that were coming into Janice, they were not testing out other things, and then so they were overused and being out right. So there are 3 laws you obey when you want to write headlines. Not compulsory. This last law, you see this last law, you don't need to obey it sometimes. When you want to write headlines, this last law, you don't need to obey it sometimes. This law 3, you don't need to obey it sometimes. But first of all, your headline should call out your audience. Excuse me. Your headline should call out your audience and depict what you want to talk about. Number 2, it should intrigue curiosity. And number 3, you should obey the law of WeFM. You see, everybody scrolling through social media that is in your target market, if they see your ad, what they always after is what's in it for them. They are tuned into this radio station, WeFM. They're always saying, what's in it for me? Do you understand? So your copy must appeal to that question, and your headline can also carry that, what's in it for me? Although sometimes your headline don't need to carry that and it will still do very well. But as long as it calls out your audience and it intrigues curiosity. So let me go back to the ones we did. And then we'll not check how they obey the laws. So first of all, let's look at our first headline. The first testimonial this thing we did. So looking at this headline, does he obey the 3 laws? Let me carry us to the 3 laws again. Does he obey the 3 laws? Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Does he obey the 3 laws? Okay, let me go back to the headline. So look at the headline. Does he obey the first law says
it obeys 2. It obeys the law 1.
So does he obey that law? Law 1.
It obeys law 1 and law 2, but it does not obey law 3.
Okay, how does he obey law 1?
Because it's targeting I would preferably start from how it obeys law 2, because it intrigues curiosity. Why?
Okay,
how
exactly does he intrigue curiosity?
Because when he says it's because of stress from work, honey, you'll be feeling like, okay, what is it talking about? What is he explaining for? That's how there is curiosity to check more, to go details, to see what it's talking about.
Okay.
Then on the first law, when we go to the second line, my wife was tired of hearing all my excuses. She threatened to leave me for another man. Someone who is suffering from the same thing will want to say, oh, I am here. I'm suffering from the same problem as this man. That's how it obeys the law 1.
Okay. Okay, that is a good attempt. But I would say the way it obeys law 1, don't forget, law 1 says it should depict what it is you are trying to talk about or call out to your audience. And my audience here is people that are suffering majorly from that can't maintain an erection. So if you look down here, you say Charles Okobi shares how high blood pressure made him lose his erection. So people that are suffering from what's erection loss? What's the name? I forgot it. I think it's erectile dysfunction. People that are suffering from that, they want to know that it might be high blood pressure that is causing my own too. You get, so that way you've already called out this headline has called out the audience and depicted what let me check the law again. This headline has called out the audience and depicted what I want to talk about. You get erection loss. I've called out the erection loss audience, people that cannot perform with their wife. So people that once they see this, wife was tired of excuses, erection loss, they already know that this is what I'm going through. Let me know what this is saying. So that's law 1, it obeys law 1. Then, as you said, it obeys law 2, it intrigues curiosity. So then for law 3 says it should obey the law of what's in it for me. So actually, this headline doesn't obey that, but it still did very well. Why? Because it called out the audience and it intrigues curiosity. So for example, if it was to intrigue curiosity, it would have, if it was to obey the third law, obey the law of what's in it for me, it will say something like, maybe it's because of stress or more money. My wife was tired of hearing all my excuses. She's threatening to leave for another man. Charles Okobi shares how high blood pressure made him lose his erection and almost lose his marriage until he found a solution. So if I had said until he found a solution, to have obeyed the third law. Do you understand? Guys, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So that's good. So let's look at this second one we did. Let's see if it obeys the 3 laws. So looking at this headline now, does it obey law 1, 2, 3? Law 1, does it call out your audience, depict what you're talking about? Law 2, does it intrigue curiosity? Law 3, does he say what's in it for your customer avatar reading it? So look at this headline. Let me scroll down. Guys, I need somebody to try. Somebody should try. Oh. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, sir.
Somebody should try.
Yes, can hear you.
Yeah, try. Try for this second one.
I think it obeys law 1 and 2.
Okay, how does it obey law 1? How does it obey law 2?
Okay, the first one there, the hidden truth, is catchy. Then the second one, how they try to render this potent with laws. That one it's making them curious to know more about it.
Okay, that's a good attempt. What about law 3?
Actually,
law 3 is what's in it for them.
I think it obeys all of them.
Okay, how does it obey all of them?
Because from your second paragraph, it says how they try to render this potent with laws method that has worked across several generations powerless. It means that when you read this article, you get to find out about that potent with loss method. So I think that's what is in for them when you read the article. So I think it actually obeys that law.
Okay, all right. That's a good one. That's a good one. So it obeys the 3 laws, actually. It obeys the 3 laws, but it's kind of confusing, especially for that third law. So the first law is does it depict what you are talking about? Call out your audience. If you look at it, weight loss industry, somebody that has been trying a lot of Nigerian weight loss industry, somebody that has been trying a lot of weight loss concussions and everything. This headline will speak to the person. Do you understand? So then also this part of how they are profiting from the person's ignorance, you get, we make the person curious to know that they are hiding one method that is very powerful. They are trying to make it, they are trying to render the method a very potent method. They are trying to make it powerless so that they can keep profiting from the person's ignorance. That intrigues curiosity. Then the law 3 of what's in it for me, it says how they try to render this potent weight loss method has worked across several generations powerless. So although it is not saying directly that they will find out about this, but this is already hinting at the method that is potent, that is going to be talked about somewhere in the copy. So it obeys the third law. So when you are writing your own copy, come up with headlines that obey these 3 laws. Even though they don't obey the 3 laws, make sure that they obey the first 2, because you have to call out your audience, and your headline has to make your audience curious. Yeah, so that's the end of our class. So any question?
Yes, my name is Ayo. I said I was going to ask my question at the end of the class.
Okay, all right, go on.
Because I wasn't in the introductory class. I was not privileged to attend the class because I was
on Monday's class.
Yes. I think I was in another group or so until I was told to join this particular group. So I don't know if they talked about landing page and all those stuff there, because when I saw the page for the first copy that you wrote, I was like, this is like a web page. I think probably built only on HTML. I don't know, I might be wrong. Probably built on HTML and a little bit of CSS. So I'm like, if we are going to be making, are we making a landing page ourselves, or I don't know, like the process to get the whole of that?
Okay,
I don't know if you understand.
Yes, I do. That's a good question. So Monday's class was taking, well, this is the end of our copywriting class. So copywriting class is across 3 days. That's writing Facebook ads primary text and writing pre-sale copies for landing pages. So Mr. Sheyi was the first tutor that took you guys on Monday. I don't know if you're present then, but he dropped the recording on writing primary text. So nothing about our landing pages are built with HTML and CSS. So nothing about that has been taught. You'll be taught that. Then something else you should know is that you'll be given, how do I put it now? Like they're already pre-designed. You most likely get zip files for already designed HTML and CSS pages. So all you just do is you just make minor edits, put in your own copy, make some minor edits here and there, and you're good to go. You get?
Okay, I understand that now.
Yeah. So that's the you'll be taught that during the HTML and CSS class. Is that all your question?
Yes, that's everything. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any other question?
Yes, sir. I have one.
Yeah, go on. What's your name?
I have a suggestion, sir. Please. Give us an example, specimen of what you have done already, so we can keep on going through it and they will know what to do.
What did you say? I can't hear you well.
I said, can you give us a specimen of what you've done already, so we can guide ourselves with the assignment?
No. It's against our policy. You don't know that we don't share this thing for like. That's why, like I taught you guys the structure. We don't do that. So you need to come up with your own copies yourself with the format that you were taught. I will structure non-testimonial structure.
Okay.
Yeah. So
all right.
Yeah. Any other question?
Okay, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Hello, sir. Yeah, my question on the assignment. What is the assignment all about? Are we writing to say testimonial of what?
You write it too. Well, I'll get to that. Don't worry, I'll get to that. I just want to ask questions and I'll tell you the assignment. It will also be written on the group. So any other question?
Okay, sir, please, my question is not related to the class. No,
What did
I
you
mean, my question is not related to what you said.
Okay, go ahead and ask them.
I have an issue. My WhatsApp account was banned and I had to create another one. So I don't know if the group link can be resent so that I can join again.
Just message me and tell me that you were the one that requested from the group link on during the meeting. Have you heard?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other question?
Yes, sir. It's Ayo again. The non-testimonial copy.
Yes.
When I was going through it with you while you were scrolling, and I don't know, but it seems like it's quite long.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't like, is this not like going to reduce the interest of people when they read like a long article? Like, people begin to lose interest after the first, second minute of reading.
Okay. All right. That's a good question. During a lot of trains, a lot of people ask this question. And there's one answer that I always give. See, people that are going through the pain that you wrote about in your headline, they will read it. That's the truth. If somebody has HIV now, you write the headline that finally discovered the cure for HIV that has been hidden for years. People with HIV will read it. People with HIV will not read it. That's the thing. You understand? Then something else you should know is that it is not that people will read everything. All this your copy, it is not that people will read everything. That's why if you notice, I put a lot of sub-headlines. If you notice, so that people that will skim through, to be easier for them to skim through. Some people will not need to read everything for them to be convinced to click through. You get to click to the next step of the funnel. You understand? So it is always better to write a long copy. Why? Because short copy does appeals to some people, but some people will still need some questions answered in your long copy. I don't know if you understand me. So if you write a short copy, people that need a lot of information to get convinced, your short copy will not convince them. But if you write long copy, people that need small information to get convinced, they will just read small and they're already convinced to click through. People that need plenty information, since you've written long, they will still read the long and click through. And there's something else I always say. What kind of movies do you like watching? Ayo. Like, I mean genre of movies.
Basically, I watch horror, sci-fi, romance, action.
Okay, horror, sci-fi, romance, and action. Do you watch Indian movies?
That's probably when I'm out of movies to watch.
Do you watch Korean movies? Like, tell me the kind of movies you hate watching.
Yeah, K-dramas. They actually annoy me because very unrealistic. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Good. Don't watch
Now,
movies.
you said you like watching science fiction.
Yes.
So, most likely you would like a movie like. Okay, when did you watch Avengers Endgame?
I watched the whole of it, like the whole. I'm a Marvel fan, so I've generally watched all Marvel movies. Yes.
Yeah. On average, the duration of time to watch each part is like 2 hours. You notice?
Yes.
And why is it that you watched it?
Because I like their movies. Yes.
Because you have interest. You are in their target audience. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But can you sit down and watch a 2-hour Korean movie?
I can't sit down and watch a 30-minute Korean movie.
Exactly. Why? Because you don't have interest, because you are not in their target audience. You get.
Yeah.
Do you get where this is? Do you get where this is leading to? Do you get where it is leading to? Me personally, now, I watch Korean movies. I watch a lot of genres. I'm not really somebody that discriminates, but I can never watch Z World. You understand? Because the way they do it irritates me. But you see some people, they can sit down 4 hours, they watch Z World straight because they are in their target audience. They are part of their customer avatar, just like I taught you. Do you understand? So it's the same thing with long and short copies. if somebody is in your target audience, if they have interest in that thing, that's why I said your headline must depict what the first of your headlines must depict what you want to talk about. It must talk to your target audience. If they have interest, if they are in your target audience, they will stay and read your long copy just the same way you stay and watch Avengers Endgame that is probably close to 3 hours. Do you get? If they are not in your target audience, as they see your headline like this, or even as they see your post on Facebook, they will just scroll past. Just the same way you never sit down and watch a 30 minutes Korean movie. Do you understand now?
Yes, I understand the concept. Yes, it does.
Yeah, so that's just how it is. Long copies convert well. Me, I even prefer long copy. On average, all my copy, their length is always 1.5, because I don't like leaving out any information, because you never know the information that will trigger, that will make somebody connect enough to, that will make somebody connect and make them take the action you want them to take. You get? So
Okay,
that's just. So
you mentioned.
I'm coming just to address this. It does not mean short copies still don't convert. There are people that write 250 words and they convert. So the most important thing is that you don't write boring copies. You write things that people can connect emotionally to. Even if it's 250, if it's 2,000 words, 250 words, 2,000 words. If people can connect emotionally to it, if they can see yourself in their copy, you'll most likely take the action you want them to take. You get?
Yes, you mentioned something about 1.5 now. I don't like. Can you elaborate on that?
No, I said like on average. Me, my own personal copy is always like 1,500 words.
Okay. The 1,500 is the word count.
So it depends on the person. There are other people in Janis that write 300. A lot of people in Janis don't like writing long, but me, I like writing long. I don't leaving out anything. Yes. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other question before I give the assignments?
Yes, sir. I have a question, sir.
You have
Hello,
what?
sir. I have a question.
Go on. Your name,
My
please.
name is Amugo Godslove.
Okay, all right, go.
So, are you writing the primary and primary testimonial primary text and the non-testimonial primary text on an art, or are we going to create an art with it, or are just going to text
no,
leave
creating art. See, leave creating art.
Okay.
Focus on what is on ground at the moment. Meet your mind. There's a lot of background noise from your end.
It's not from my end, sir. I'm quiet. Okay, sir.
Ogundipe Taiwo, meet your mind. Anybody that is me, I'll put them in the waiting room, and when I take attendance, they will not be there. Okay, so let's go on. Okay, yeah. So don't think fire. Just focus on what is on ground now. You get, focus on writing the pre-sale page well. Later on, you'll be taught how to set up ads and everything. Just leave that one for now. You get. If you start thinking too far ahead, you'll be feeling this thing is too much. How will I figure it out? Whereas it is not hard. You get.
Yeah, exactly.
So just focus on what is on ground now. So primary text is different. Mr. Sheyi taught you primary text so that when you are taught how to set up on Facebook ads, you'll be able to write good primary text. I'm teaching you this one so that when you set up your Facebook ad, you will know the landing page to run. You will run to the landing page with your pre-sale copy. You get. So the assignment will be, you write one testimonial pre-sale copy, then you write one that is non-testimonial based. But I'll still discuss that before I end the meeting. So any other question? Any other question? Okay, so I think that is all. So your assignment is based on the testimonial. Recording in progress. Based on the testimonial pre-sale copy structure that I taught you now, and also based on the non-testimonial pre-sale structure I taught you now, you are going to write one copy each for both, and you are going to submit in Google Doc format before your meeting tomorrow morning. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So once
Yes,
again,
sir.
based on the testimonial pre-sale structure you were taught today, the 20-step testimonial pre-sale copy structure you were taught today, and the 12-step non-testimonial pre-sale copy structure you were taught today, you are going to write 2 copies for each structure, and you are going picking any of the 3 conditions: arthritis, diabetes, and high blood pressure. Arthritis, diabetes, and high blood pressure. And you are going to submit in a Google Doc format. You are just going to send your name. Please don't forget to attach your name. It is important so that when you are being graded, please see now, NS, NS, so I think NS. Okay, it's NS. So you are going to submit the link. It will be in Google Doc format. Then you are going to submit the link with your name on it. You are going to submit the link with your name on it.
Sorry, sir. I don't know if it's from my end, but I didn't get the question.
Don't worry, I'll type it in general group. No need to stay on this for long.
Okay,
I'll
sir.
type it in general group again. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So, you say, Paul Ofem, you sent me your WhatsApp number. Message me on WhatsApp now. You were in the group before now. Okay, you probably don't have my number.
Yes, I don't have your number. It's a new WhatsApp account.
Let me text you privately. Let me reply you.
Okay.
Let me reply you and send you my WhatsApp number so you message me. Check the what's it called? Check the chat box. You see, there's a message to just turn in. So that's my WhatsApp number. You can message me. Have you seen it?
Yes, sir. Yes, I just saw it.
Yeah, so once we end the meeting, you won't be able to get the number again. So you can just copy it now and save
Yes,
it
I've
up.
copied it already.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, yeah, once again, any other question before we end the meeting? Okay, all right, good. So this is the end. Let me take attendance.
So when are we submitting the assignment?
Before your class tomorrow by 10. So this is actually this is the end of your copywriting class. So I won't be taking you again. This is the end of a copywriting class. So what will you be taught tomorrow? I've forgotten. I think making creatives. So that's most likely what you'll be taught. So yeah, I've taken attendance. So that's everyone. So have a nice day. And please don't forget to submit your assignment to your name attached. You are going to send the Google Doc link. If your name is Mr. XYZ, you say Mr. XYZ. You tag the first one, testimonial pre-sale assignment, Mr. XYZ's non-testimonial pre-sale assignment. Do you get? Then you put the 2 links. Let it be in the same chat. It's very important so that when you are being graded, to be easy to find your work. Okay, so that's it, everyone. I'm going to end the meeting now. It might take a while to convert, so expect the recording for today's class in the evening, and just start your assignment as soon as possible so you can submit on time. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Yeah, so let me end the meeting for everyone.